Well, that's weird.
Well, it's weird.
um, the soundboard's not working, so here we are. We're
Hello.
live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Indeed.
Yeah. Um, that's how it goes, right? That's the voice we have.
No, we have yours.
No, isn't isn't there another little bit of voice that like a deeper voice besides
Oh,
mine?
not in our intro, but
No.
no, but I did do the a deeper voice initially. Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just confusing shit. I don't know. Anyway, this is episode 166. No,
Seven.
67. Sorry, 67.
167.
167. We are here, me and Josh, today to talk about DC's releases for the week.
A lot of
Um,
no,
no, not this time.
not this time. Thank
No.
goodness.
Oh, God, yeah. It's a breath of fresh air after the past month.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Up until the last 2 weeks of this month, and it gets hectic again. I hate to warn you.
Oh, I believe you.
Yeah. But the next couple of weeks will be a little lighter, which makes us a little easier to work with. And we can talk a bit more about the respectable books. Brandon is off on a little vacation. I don't actually didn't ask where he's going. I meant to.
Oh, he's
But
going back home.
Oh, okay, right on.
Going back to Cali.
Right on. That's gonna be a good trip. But then he'll be back like a week later because he's got New York Comic Con next week.
Yeah,
Oh,
yep.
lucky guy.
He does have New York Comic Con, so he's going to be gone next week too,
Yeah.
with an even better reason.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Comic Con's way more important than visiting family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Depends on the family. Depends on the
that's
family.
for sure.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some really cool autographs. I know that
Oh,
much.
hell yeah. Did he tell you about the thing?
About the thing.
The,
Um,
the
where did it
he
go? Hold on.
Where do I go?
I am.
Huh.
Yes.
Yes.
Peter Tomasi's
Oh, not that.
first
No. But that's
first
freaking
comic,
cool.
Mongol number 7, Exit to
Yeah.
Eden Part 1.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool, dude. I would be stoked if I stumbled upon something like that.
Yeah. For those listeners, just out of curiosity, if you're looking for Mongol number 7, you might not find it, but it's Showcase 95
Yes.
number 7 featuring Mongol.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I you don't know at first glance. I looked it up because he said he found it at the dollar bin. I was curious of the value. It is not worth much more than a couple of dollars, but still pretty cool. It's Peter J. Tomasi's first story according to his Wikipedia page. His first comic ever written or published.
Yeah.
So that's
Which
pretty
is
cool.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I think Pete Tomasi's going to be hopefully really excited to see that come across the table.
Oh, that would be, yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that, but I hope that's a special moment Brandon gets to grab onto. That'd be cool as hell.
Oh hell yeah! I'm super jealous because Pete Tomasi is one of my favorite writers of all time.
Yeah, I've been a Tomasi fan, especially
Yeah,
whenever he wrote into Detective. I liked it.
yeah.
Yep.
Like GLC was really where Pete Tomasi shined for me, but like I didn't become a diehard fan until Super Sons.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Once Super Sons came out, I'm like, this man can do no wrong. This is great. um, no, it's he. So
As long as it's him doing the Super Sons.
yeah, nobody else. Nobody else
Nobody else.
should be touching them.
Nope.
I'm not usually
Especially not
protective
Ridley
over
Scott.
characters like that. Ri- huh? You lost me up.
Ripley, who did the young adult novels?
No, but you said Ridley Scott, right? Isn't that the
Yeah,
person
I
that
said
did
Ridley
Aliens?
Scott. That isn't who I meant. John Ripley.
Is
Who
it?
did
I don't know. I don't know.
who
I
did
I didn't
no,
read
that
it.
was John Ridley. Ridley Pierce?
Let's
I
look
can't
it up.
remember. But the damn
Whoever
the,
wrote that young adult novel about the Super Sons should stay far away from it.
yeah,
It was called Super Sons, right?
it was. It was called Super Sons.
Hmm.
And they did a whole series. I want to say it's Ridley Pierce or something along those lines.
That does sound familiar. Ridley Pearson.
Ridley Pearson. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's so bad.
Yeah, if you want a
What
good
would
Super
they
Son story,
butchered
check
it?
out Tomasi's Super Sons. You will not be disappointed. If you are
No.
disappointed, oh, I'm sorry. That's on you, fam.
Right.
Just
That's your
deal
fault.
deal with it. Yeah.
It's not my fault you can't appreciate art.
um, no, the thing he might not have told you because it's between him and I. So last year, I just gifted you and Brandon a couple of things out of
Yeah.
appreciation because y'all are my bros.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to show you real quick where I want to show everybody real quick. I did not collect action figures before.
Oh God!
Rob,
Way to
Rob,
help me.
how long ago? How long ago was it that you gifted these items to Brandon and I?
Okay, so I can give you the timeline. It had
Mhm.
to have been for you at least was in the last year because I didn't buy my first McFarlane figure until after I got married and I just had my wedding anniversary,
Mhm.
my first anniversary. So it's been this past year that I've been collecting McFarlane figures and I gave you yours, your
Yes.
first one
My very first
after
one.
that. Had to have been this year.
Had to have been this year. So we're in
I
the 10th month. So less than 9 months of it. Within 9 months. And
will say 8, 9, 9, 10 months maybe. I'm pretty sure it would have been after Christmas.
folks,
uh,
do you see what he has done here? The big Batman in the back is mine originally. It was a wedding present, and then the Nick Fury way in the background there. That's a gift from my son. But the rest of this is all because of my gorgeous Wonder Woman, who I forgot for a second there. I have all set up with my. I'm telling you, man, I don't care what anybody says, but this stuff, this
sticky tack, yeah.
yeah, sticky tacky putty, mounting putty, whatever the hell you want to call it, it is amazing to use with your figurines, 100%. Whoa, that's a giant ass Josh. That's too much, Josh. All right, there.
Too much, Josh.
That's too much, Josh.
Whereas in the past year, like, I'm sorry I got you on that, but in the past year, I have you beat, man.
Yeah.
Between these here and these over here and these up here, and then all those. And I got some on my bookcase over there that you can't see because they're a bit further away. Like, I didn't even realize it's only been a year.
Yeah, only been a year.
Ange, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 figures later.
How much money have I spent on this damn hobby?
It's October, and I've spent on average $20 a month.
Let's see, I've got Lex Luthor is
no,
1,
that's not true.
2,
I've
3,
gotten
4,
quite a
5,
few
6,
of
7,
these.
8, 9. 10, 11.
My dad got me Red Hood. You got me Wonder Woman.
12.
Holly got me Wally West.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 figures. Not all of them here were in the past year, I forgot. Some of these I already had. But all the McFarlane ones are just from this past year, and that's about 25 of them.
Woo! Yeah, dang.
Well,
I miss expendable
22,
income.
23. 22, 23.
So earlier on last night, I had been looking I found a really cool thing, actionfigure411.com. It lists nearly every figurine for everything from Star Wars, Mattel, DC Universe, Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, you name it, Transformers, all of that fun stuff. And it lets you go through and make a list of all the ones that you want. And I was like, okay, so I need like $500 to get the figurines that I want and a new table to hold them on. I said $500. Well, I went through and I started adding all of them that I wanted or liked, like a whole bunch, to the list, and it prices them out as well. Like they'll go to 2 or 3 sites and give you the average price of that, and how much it's risen or decreased on the internet through sales and shit. So anyway, at the end of it, I was like, "What? I wonder what the total is." It was $1,366.88, and that's with a Steppenwolf on there that is somehow valued at -$17. I don't know. I'm like, I want to find out where this is at because apparently they're gonna fucking pay me.
Yeah, really.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
The Action Figure 411 though, that's a pretty cool website. I was surprised to see it. I didn't know I didn't know it existed.
That'd be a great way to catalog all the lantern figures I need.
Mm-hmm.
Because I need quite a lot. I found this little one. Well, before I get into that, what I wanted to mention...
It's a whole inventory system. You can mark the ones that you've owned and all of that. It's pretty cool. But anyway, what were you saying?
Right. So with Brandon, he had pointed me towards Jeff Lemire doing a comic signing at a shop, an LCS in Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Might have been like a little over a year ago. Yeah, I think it was.
All right.
Yeah, maybe about a year. God, I don't remember when it was now, but it was a while back. And it was the first comic signing I went to at a shop, and really the first thing I ever got signed by a creator. So that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to him about like what his favorite stuff from Lemire was, and so was like with me as well. And we talked about Lemire, and then I found out he's a huge fan of Essex County.
Oh.
So if you remember, Josh, I picked him up a copy of Essex County Omnibus, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
He got it signed and personalized by Jeff Lemire, and Brandon was over the fucking moon. And he vowed from that day to get me back for it. And he has done that to the point that he was so excited last week he just had to tell me what he was sending me after New York Comic Con, and coincidentally I actually showed up that same day. He ordered trade paperback copy of Sinestro Corps War.
Oh damn!
Because he knows it's one of my favorite John stories.
Right?
And he's getting it signed by Jeff Johns.
Shut up!
Oh my god!
Oh, that's epic, dude. That's awesome.
I am sorry, Brandon, that I'm spoiling the surprise. I'm just so freaking excited, and I hate you in a loving way.
In a very loving way. In a very loving way.
I'm more so just jealous he's getting to meet Jeff Johns, but fuck man, I understand his excitement when I told him that Essex County was in the mail and that I got it for him, because I have that same excitement. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be so cool.
Me either. That'd be really neat.
Yeah.
That would be really fucking cool.
So
he's getting me a surprise too.
Oh shit, is he?
Yeah.
Did he tell you what it is?
He did.
Oh, God,
it's not here yet, but it's on its way.
Blue-eyed golden god.
What?
Actually, I don't know what color his eyes are. I was just thinking.
I think they're brown.
Ever-loving blue-eyed thing.
Oh,
That's
right.
That, but he's
and
not
I got to it.
Yeah.
Weird, dude.
I just came up with on the spot. It wasn't great. Let's just roll with it.
Oh, no, but he got me my Cassandra Cain.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, yeah,
What?
yep. I'm hoping. He said he got it from that
Oh,
dude. I think, regardless of wherever he got it from. Uh, Man, I hope he didn't pay full value for it. I really fucking hope he didn't pay
Yeah.
full value for it, because Jesus, oh,
Damn.
Pete's, that's insane, dude.
I mean, it sounds like this guy that is dealing the figures to him. Like they've got a good buyer relationship right now. So
Yeah,
imagine
for
he got
sure.
a really good deal on it.
Man, I
Awesome.
hope so. I
That is
fucking hope
awesome.
so. I know. I'm super excited. That's what kicked off me going down the rabbit hole and doing the figurine. I'm like, I got to find my Batman. And then I found one that was Batman, Batwoman, and Clayface, and that's just it. It's
Yeah.
the rebirth outfit, and it's a little lighter than both other versions, but I dig it. It doesn't have the hand painted black notches on the belt, so that's cool. And the Batwoman sculpt is pretty nice, man. So
Yeah.
is Clayface. So
So
is
you get two
Clayface.
for one right there.
3 for 1. You get Clayface too.
Yeah. But yeah, Clayface is cool, but not technically, realistically, not Bat Family. If you're just looking to build the Bat Family, right?
Oh yeah, not Bat Family, but I mean,
But
I'm expanding, and I definitely need villains. I can't have a whole bunch of heroes without somebody for those heroes to fight, dude.
I would say you looked so much like Dylan's head when you said
That was the intention.
that. With like the squinty eyes and everything, that was brilliant. I would say I agree, but I think de facto, if you're buying Lantern figures, you're going to get villains, and I think I've got a healthy mix right now.
Good.
Yeah, including 4 different Batman, 3 of which are villains technically.
Man, there's a whole bunch of those. They sell the kits of those kits, like the pairings of,
Oh, the 2 packs, yeah,
like,
from Dark Knight's Battle. I mean,
yeah, Hal Jordan and the evil,
Dawnbreaker,
yeah, and Flash and Red,
Red
Death, and all of those.
and
Yeah, they.
Dominator, I think,
Uh,
or is Dominator the Wonder Woman version?
I think Dominator is the Wonder Woman version. I can't remember right now. And I flipped through every single page of the entire thing, metal and death metal, trying to find that picture of Barbara Gordon last night. And I did not find it, so it's in something else. I'm telling you, I remember seeing it. I mean, I know I invented that 6-issue mini in my head, but come on now. It can't have happened twice. So, I mean, God, I hope it can't have happened twice.
I hope not. I want to see this image too. Hopefully, we'll find it.
Agreed.
You're
Hopefully, I
saying
will.
it happened since we've been doing the podcast?
Since I've been doing the podcast, so within the last 167 weeks.
Yeah.
But it was definitely her surrounded by a big group of people. So it had to have been an event. I'm going to check Event Leviathan, that checkmate thing.
And it was definitely Barbara Gordon in a white Batgirl suit.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Not even Reddit has been able to help me. They keep on telling me I'm thinking of Gothopia. But it's...
That's what I was thinking too, but...
Yep. Nope. It's not Gothopia, people. I checked.
Interesting.
I mean, I was what had me set on metal or death metal was that, you know, if she's standing on top of a fucking car, I assumed it was probably like Batmo Beast or some shit. But I'm gonna check that I'm gonna check out Event Leviathan, as painful as that's gonna be. Well, Alex Maleev drew it, so it's not that painful. I just don't have to look at the word bubbles. But so that's not bad at all. So I'll do Event Leviathan, and then I'll have to go through that fucking checkmate run with Lois Lane and that. And then I got to start racking my brain about any other event that happened prior to,
So,
like, either early on while we were doing it or between that and episode 1.
because Metal did not come out during the run of the show.
Metal came out while I was doing it.
No, Death Metal came out, not Metal. Metal was 2016.
Oh, well, I was reading it anyway.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So, well, with that in mind, I was thinking, and I don't remember when this came out, but maybe check out The Last Night on Earth. Batman.
Okay.
Year.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will do that.
Very possible. Right, so just to backtrack to the figures for a second, a little segue. I found this little Darwin Cook inspired John Stewart Green Lantern.
Oh, nice.
And
Where'd you... I like it, dude.
It's actually really nice. And it's Darwin Cook, so you can't go wrong.
Right?
Standing here with my other two John Stewarts.
It has a very... don't take this the wrong way, but it has a very Justice League animated feel to it, but like it was done right.
I mean, you're not far off, because this was Darwin Cook, and he did Justice League: The New Frontier, which was turned into an animated movie, and is to this day still said to be one of, if not the best, animated features DC ever put out.
Yeah. I don't know about this new generation. I'm still trepidatious about it, but I rode all of the entire animated universe through, man.
I fell off, I think, just before World War II, and I gotta catch up. So I've heard World War II was good with a couple of issues, so I'm very interested to see how it comes across. I heard Legion of Superheroes was garbage, though.
Legion of Superheroes?
Yeah, the animated movie.
It was.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
It's not much of a spoiler. Well, no, to answer your question, I got this figure at my LCS, or what was my LCS, because...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I went there, found out from an old friend who asked me last Saturday, I think it was, if Comic Warehouse was closing down. I was like, not that I know of, let me look it up, and sure enough, that same day it was announced. The owner posts on the Facebook page that they were closing down for reasons I will not divulge. Legal stuff. They didn't run out of money, technically. It's just they had an owner, the guy that opened the place, something like 30 years ago. He passed away a couple of years ago, and then some legal stuff happened recently that they've had to shut down temporarily. So yeah, it's a damn shame. I know the guy's hoping to open up again soon in another location, most likely with another name. I hope so, because that shop has been in my home area. I'll say Bramalea is a subsection of Brampton, but Bramalea was his own area years before Brampton became the city of Brampton, and it's been in Bramalea for fucking decades. My whole life.
Oh, wow.
My dad's been going there since just after high school. He went to high school with the previous owner. Like,
oh,
this owner that passed away was at my parents' 2nd or 20th wedding anniversary. Like,
dang, man.
That shop had a lot of history and meaning to me. A lot of great memories and a lot of great purchases and a lot of great finds. So it's a damn shame to see it go. So I had to go there. Went there on his last day, picked up that figure, picked up some comics as well. Where the fuck did they go? Oh, shiza. And where did she put my comics? I had them here, and then she was working here yesterday, and now they're gone.
They'll surface sooner or later.
Yeah, they're probably in the pile beside the bed. I've got, I've got two huge piles of comics beside the bed because I want to read them all, but I have not gotten around to them because I'm too tired when I go to bed. Yeah,
It happens.
my dad was the same, unfortunately. So that's my sad news, but also fun news that I got this John Stewart figure.
Right?
Yeah,
Can't be mad at that.
no,
I am sorry about the LCS closing down, though, man. I mean, you know, there. If you're somebody who visits one on the regular, you know damn well it becomes a special place for you, for sure. And it's a special place. You sure as hell don't open up a comic book shop with the plan to get rich. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's passion all the way around, and it sucks every time one shuts down.
Yeah, I thought the space was pretty big. I gotta say, like at one point it even had a cafe attached to it.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, they used to do the Friday Night Magic, then Saturday mornings was Yu-Gi-Oh, and at some point I think Wednesdays they did Pokemon. Plus they did like Pathfinder and all sorts of tabletop RPGs. throughout
Warhammer.
Uh, most likely Warhammer, but I don't think I ever saw people play Warhammer there. And all sorts of board games. But at the cafeteria, and they had a lady that ran it, and she unfortunately passed away. And the cafeteria stopped being a cafeteria and just ended up being a space people hung out. But yeah, like it was a really big place. It's a damn shame that they're gonna have to downsize.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rough times.
yeah, it's a lot of stock in there. What was bumming me out I went in thinking, okay, now's the last chance I have to buy this John Stewart figure that I've had my eye on for a couple of years now, and I just said, one day I'll buy it. One day. Well, today's the last day. I get to the shop, it's not fucking there. So
Yeah,
the one day I go and I'm like, I'm gonna buy it, and it's already freaking sold. Are you shitting me? It's been here for 3 years.
that sucks.
Why today? But I got a much cooler one, so I can't complain.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So that's my news.
And news it is. It's sad, depressing news, but we've never been known to shy away from that.
No. Sometimes you got to talk about the sad news. It is. I just wanted to say the last thing I forgot to mention. It's the last real comic shop in my hometown. So
That
that closing marks.
sucks.
There's no more. There's places that sell comics. Like you get the big chain bookstores, and then we have a couple of smaller comic shops, but I don't believe either of them do weekly comics. So it's not really. There's no proper comic shop anymore.
That blows, man.
Yeah.
That blows. I didn't get to. I never get to spend as much money as I want to at one.
Yeah.
There's just all kinds of shit,
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
said, there are cards, board games, the battlegrounds. One of them nearby here. They got a whole section that's just tabletop gaming. There's always something set up for Dungeons and Dragons, and there's always something set up for Warhammer, a few other things. And then the other side is half comics, collectibles, statuettes, and board games, and card games and such. And damn, it's really hard to go in there and not point at like 30,000 fucking things that I want to take home with me.
Yeah.
So I've made it a point that Holly always goes with me, because I won't spend that kind of money in front of her.
Oh yeah, I get that. I get that for sure.
Yep. If she's not there for me to go, ooh, maybe I shouldn't, then I very well might.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, news. Not that much news to news.
There's something else I was going to point out. Now I don't remember what it was.
Well, me either.
Yeah. I was thinking about it while you were talking about your shop, and then I just it. That's the problem with my memory too. If I don't say it within 10 seconds of thinking about it, it's just gone.
Just gone.
Unless if I don't pay attention to anything else I'm doing, I'm just like concentrate really hard. Remember this. Remember this. Remember this. I can't do that all the time.
Not realistic.
No, not really. Um, yeah, sounds like it's raining.
It better not be.
Not yet, but it's going to be. Does look like it.
All
So
right.
what do you say?
We
If
get
you
her
have-
rocking?
Yeah, if you have no more news, let's.
Oh, I don't have any news at all. All right. Well, first and foremost, let me mention the honorable mentions that I will mention in the bonus show. The man who, the Joker, the man who stopped laughing, number 11. Peacemaker tries hard, number 6. Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville, number 2. Batman: The Adventures Continue, season 3, number 8. DC's Ghouls, Just Wanna Have Fun. And both the New Golden Age and Justice Society of America special and gold editions. But that's it, and you'll have to turn into the bonus show to do that.
Yep, to figure out what else we might have to say about it. So I remember one more thing I wanted to talk about this week in other news, other comic worlds. We saw the release of Transformers #1, which has been a talking point on our Discord recently.
Yeah, you've gotten Brandon into it, haven't you?
Oh hell yeah! I mean, I'll say I didn't get Brandon into it. I got Brandon maybe a bit more interested in it, but Void Rivals got Brandon into it for sure. Yeah, because he put me on the Void Rivals scent. He already knew it was happening. I had no clue that Image had picked up Transformers and that it was going to be interconnected. But apparently, it was heavily rumored leading into Void Rivals #1 that it was going to be the showcase for the new Energon universe. And Transformers #1 came out this week. I've read it. I read on a website last week. They had a preview copy, and it was kind of a spoiler review. They said there's not really much to spoil. It's pretty run of the mill for Transformers. And I read it. I'm like, yeah, this is not just run of the mill for Transformers. It's pretty close, but there is definitely some surprising things in here, and there's a clear reason why the Autobots and Decepticon teams that exist are the ones that exist.
Good, man.
That's the surprising thing.
It's not just thrown together, and that's badass.
Yeah, it's not just okay. We pick you. No, like there's specific reasons why they're missing so many key players, that make people scratch their heads why they're not around. Definitely check it out if you have not. If you've ever been a fan of Transformers, you will appreciate this one from Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. I'll say, multi-time creative team. They're a creative team that work well together. I will say. Definitely check it out. A lot of fun. Fucking maybe I'm just a TF fan, but fucking 9 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get into it.
Hell yeah. And it's going to be tied into the G.I. Joe comics coming out, and if you want to read G.I. Joe.
I don't know if I do, man.
Yeah?
Isn't Rosmo drawing that shit?
No.
Oh. Well, then never mind. Yeah, I'll probably check it out.
So I don't remember the name of the writer doing the main series G.I. Joe comics, but what you might be remembering, or might be thinking of, is the Duke and Cobra Commander, I believe it is, might be Snake Eyes, but I think it's Cobra Commander miniseries, are both written by Joshua Williamson.
Oh. I knew there was something I didn't like.
Yeah. This might be a different point of view, though, because it's not a cape book.
That's fair enough. That's, I mean, hell, I give all of his cape books a shot. I just don't like them.
Yeah.
I will,
the only non-cape book from Williamson I read, I really enjoyed, and Brandon agrees.
Baby Teeth?
Deathbed.
Yeah, not Baby Teeth. That's fucking Tynan.
Yeah. So, Did you ever get a chance to read Deathbed?
Nope.
Oh, okay. It was also drawn by Rosmo, so it's probably not up your alley in the slightest.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Well, that being said, because we had a misunderstanding on Discord when I said something earlier this week, and I never actually got any other input from you yet. I'm curious. I'll say it now. The backups, not backups, the preview in every issue out of DC this week is for Wesley Dodds the Sandman.
Yeah.
And that's drawn by Riley Rosmo, and I'm looking at him like this might be peak Riley Rosmo. Like this is actually this isn't overly beanhead. This isn't weird.
No, it's all beanhead, but I will tell you that this is the best Rosmo has ever drawn.
Oh God, yeah.
It's still all mostly bean-ish head, if not beanhead, and it's got the itty bitty dancing on the head of a needle fucking toes, but it's definitely Rosmo, but it is Rosmo drawing the best he has ever drawn before.
Yeah, it's actually really fucking good.
I mean, I would not say that, but
I mean, there's a couple of pages here that are just freaking stellar. I'm looking at a shot of a house outside, and it just looks so good.
I didn't read any of the backups.
I only read about half of the preview, and I just kind of looked at the pictures for the rest because I ran out of time, and I meant to go back, and I forgot. But I'm looking at the images again, and honestly, just I know you're not a fan of Roswell, but goddamn it, if you just look at the last page of the preview, it looks good. It's a picture of a house. It just looks awesome.
It's a picture of a house.
Of a house, yeah.
Well, I mean I know that's what I'm looking for in a comic book is pictures of houses.
Well, it's an exterior shot of a house surrounded by other panels. The whole page is not just the house. And yes, I do hear my accent when I say house.
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 I mean, I'm looking at it.
It doesn't give you anything. No
Nothing,
emotion.
dude. No.
What?
No. This is. I know that I'm telling. This is the best he's ever drawn, and it's very subpar.
Oh God, you're subpar.
I've been told before.
Oh no. Well, that's it. I give up.
Yep.
I
you
tried.
got to.
I tried. I thought for sure this would be the case for Rosmo for you, but
No.
at least you could admit that it's the best he's ever drawn.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it or just be spiteful. It's just, it's bad. It
Okay.
it doesn't look good. Like, go to the page before that.
It looks so freaking good.
It doesn't look good.
It does look good. The panel work. But the guy with the red face, right?
Yeah, he just throws funky panels around on it, and they have no purpose whatsoever, and that's good.
It's very interesting panel work.
It's not panel work though. It's literally just one giant ass splash page drawn like a Rosmo, and then funky crooked lines all over the place. It's not panel work at all.
Which accentuates different. So if you look at the actual page, So if you look at the panels, it's different parts, different scenes. It's one image, but the image is many different scenes. And the panel work denotes those different scenes. It separates them.
No,
Right.
don't. Guys, go look yourselves or wait for this to come out. No, I don't.
How does it not? The top panel is an aerial battle. The lower left panel is not Nazi, but the German. This isn't the Great War, so World War One. German soldier.
I mean, I get what you're saying. It's supposed to be like this big,
It's
cool,
separated.
artsy thing, but it's not. It's all one picture drawn together,
Yeah,
and then funky white lines, like irregular rectangles, I will say, just drawn around random things.
to separate it.
It doesn't separate it when the same rectangle goes around part of the aerial mission, and then all the way down to the dude wearing the gas mask standing in a building. That's not a separation. It's just a funky, stupid rectangle put on there for no reason. Hey,
You're
look,
a funky, stupid rectangle.
I would even go so far as to say that it is nothing more than a
No.
distraction technique,
No.
because if you go previous panels,
No.
you see those interesting panels drawn like really purposeless puzzle pieces, like he was trying to draw puzzle pieces but did not pull it off. Page before that, you got Bean Face. It's Rosmo is just not good, man.
Even the page with the Sandman silhouette
Yeah,
and the panels in his body.
yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
It's not good. They look like bullshit, won't fit together puzzle pieces, and that's only because they're random, not drawn with any kind of purpose.
This isn't
Supposed to be
random.
puzzle pieces.
This one is to simulate the cloud of his smoke gun.
So that is why there's a whole bunch of 90 and 45-degree angles, because smoke is definitely angular.
Y-
Nope. You can't
Dude.
sell me on bad shit, man.
Dude, you can have both. You can have your pie and eat it too.
But that's not pie. That's not pie. That's like a brownie made out of kale.
I will try it and I might like it.
If you say
what
so,
about
kind sir. Let me know how it works out for you.
Page 2, where they got the title mixed in with the smoke. That page is pretty cool, apart from the bean head on the gangster.
Another bean head.
But besides that bean head, the rest of the page is fantastic. No? What can you hate about this page? I want to know. What?
About the very first page that's on there?
No, the second page.
The second page. Other than the bean head, what are these little random fucking pyro butterflies that are all over the fucking place?
That's the Tommy gun fire.
It looks
That's
really
like the guy's arm is moving and you can see the bullet casings flying out of the Tommy gun.
right. Bullet casings. They shoot fire daggers. Right.
That's a muzzle flash. Have you
And then
never
he
seen
shoots
muzzle
him
flash?
with the fucking, and then it says fog of war.
Yeah, the title of the issue.
Oh, so dumb.
Have you never seen?
So dumb.
You live in the U.S., the world's capital of gun use, and you've seen a muzzle flash, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, but those muzzle flashes, they happen at the end of a muzzle. They do not ever happen after the bullet is out of the gun.
It's to simulate motion.
Not, it's done very, very badly.
It's really good.
But justice is the business of the Sandman.
Now you're gonna tell me you don't like that line.
Not that line in particular, but I do like Venditti.
Oh god. Venditti got enough slack from the Lantern fan base. Okay? He doesn't need slack for this shit.
Well, I haven't read it yet. But if he deserves it, he'll get it. No matter what that is. I'll say whether or not it's good. I'll suffer through 3, or does he just do Wesley Dodds, or does he do all 3 of them?
No, the 3 Golden Age
Yeah.
minis, you mean?
Yeah.
No, so Jeremy Adams is doing Jay Garrick,
Okay.
and Tim Sheridan is doing Alan Scott.
Rosmo isn't doing all 3?
No.
That's what I cared
3
about. Venditti, I don't
three
give a
different
shit about.
creative teams.
I'll read Venditti. I don't have any hang-ups about him.
All right. No, it's three different creative teams. I don't remember the artists on the other 2 books.
That's fine. As long as it's not Rosmo.
Wait, I think it actually says it at the end of this.
As long as it's not Rosmo or Jar Jar.
No. If Jay Garrick is drawn by Diego Orlotegui, and Alan Scott is done by Kian Tormey.
Okay, all right. I don't know who the second one is, but I think we all
Ki-
know Kian Torme.
Oh, Diego Orlotegui?
Yeah.
I know I could not tell you which books he's done, but we've seen him in books because I remember saying his name before.
Okay.
Or
Okay, I believe you.
Orlotegui. And I'm just kind of curious.
Hey, I've had that damn song from Beetlejuice stuck in my head ever since Lowen Bobert got tossed out of the Beetlejuice movie for fondling her old man.
Right, he did Aquaman: The Becoming.
Ah, okay.
I know he did something recent, like the past couple of weeks.
That you read that, didn't you?
Yeah,
Man, that was gorgeous. That was done really well.
it was. Come on, Lego Comic Geeks, don't fail me now. Lego Comic Geeks, you failed me.
Oh no.
Wait. Oh, he did the new Golden Age as well. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I knew we saw his name somewhere recently. He's done a lot of Marvel, actually.
Not surprised. Not surprised to hear that.
Huh. That's weird because I could have sworn I said his name
I
on
figure
the
at least
podcast.
once. I figure at least once every couple of months. I'm like, I don't know who this person is, but they're really good. And
Yeah.
Brandon rattles off like 4 Marvel books that they've recently done. I was like, oh, okay, cool. They got credentials. Right on.
Brandon, this is why you can't take time off, dude. We need you.
Right.
We're not wasting time with me awkwardly scrambling through Google trying to figure out what Diego Orlategui's drawn.
Get that.
All right, so we are going to start off finally with Shazam #4. We are back, and I no, this is the second one since Night Terrors, or the first one since Night Terrors.
I want to say this is the first one
First
through
one.
Night Terrors. And I'm only saying that, hoping that it's true.
Why would that's a weird thing to hope?
Because I don't remember the previous issue, so I'm hoping it's because it was 2.5 months ago and not because it was that
Okay.
fucking forgettable.
I'll be honest with you. I don't remember the bulk of the story, but I remember how it ended because it ended exactly how we begin here. But before I get into that, this is written, well, story told by Mark Wade and Dan Mora. That would be writer and artist realistically, but they're storytellers together with colors from
Because
Alejandro.
writing and art is what tells the story together.
Exactly, and I would imagine that Mark Wade had some input on panel design, and Dan Moore probably had some input on story beats.
I mean, they've been working together for a while.
Exactly. So that's pretty cool. So colors from Alejandro Sanchez, letters from Troy Pateri, and Dan Mora did the cover. Very nice cover as well. Dan Mora always does nice covers.
Yeah, Dan Mora always does nice art.
He does nice everything. Yeah. All right, so we open up on the moon, where our captain has been somewhat captured by Gargwax, the distressing Lord High Malefactor of the Zarox Empire, Tormentor in Chief of the 91 Worlds, the Stygian Commonwealth, and most relevant for our present purposes, Emperor of the Moon, which is the opening monologue from Gargwax. Um, and it was quite interesting.
It was something, that's for sure.
Yeah. So the captain tries to reason with Gargwax and figure out what the hell's going on. Tells him why he's there, and he was sent by the apes from Gorilla City. Something to do with nuclear weapons, but Gargwax just doesn't quite believe everything that's going on. He was like, of course, it was Ted, wasn't it? Ted, That classic idiot. They're and basically alludes to the fact that there is no missile that the captain is there to take back. Meanwhile, the six gods in the Rock of Eternity that are somewhat controlling the captain. Um, Atlas has failed his attempts because his mind was not powerful enough to see through the ruse of the missile. So Zeus takes over, basically calling everyone else a fucking loser and says, "Look, if anybody's going to get the job done, it's me." So Gargwax takes the captain back on the moon to his inner sanctum in his fortress to find the person that is actually controlling Gargwax, and it's none other than Queen Bee, Queen Zazala, the Queen Bee. And then we see the weakness of Zeus: women in skin tight clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that wasn't already obvious, if you know anything about Zeus at all,
Not even just skin tight clothing, just women
just women.
are his weakness. He instantly becomes aroused and forgets that he's controlling a 15-year-old boy.
Yes, very odd.
Yeah. So the apes realize that the captain's taking too long, so they decide to get in their very own techno-organic spaceship, oddly enough. Very reminiscent of Saga.
Right. And Firefly. Or not Firefly, Farscape.
Farscape, yeah.
Man, I love Farscape.
Yeah. I haven't watched that since I was a kid. I should try it again.
It's cheesy goodness, but it's goodness.
Yeah. So they head off in a rocket to the moon to take matters into their own hands. With the phrase, "We come in war for all of ape kind." So they come meaning business.
Indeed.
Right, so the captain, now being controlled by Zeus, begins to try and woo Queen Bee.
Woo!
And woo! Come just full on Ric Flair this chick.
Yeah, right. No chops.
No chops.
Give me the full Ric Flair, no chops.
Sounds like a New York sandwich.
Waffle House hash browns.
There's got to be something you'd get in Flair country.
For sure.
It's like
Waffle Houses.
No,
you have Waffle Houses in Canada? I can't remember. No.
We just got IHOP like last year or so.
Yeah. The way that they call out the food in Waffle House is just absolutely crazy.
Is it?
Yes. You'd have to. You can only, like, let's say you order hash browns with cheese, onions, and mushrooms. They'll I can't remember what mushrooms is, but they'll holler out something like browns chopped, diced, and smothered. They don't tell the ingredients, nothing at all like that. And I've heard them holler out stuff from other people's orders, and I couldn't tell you what the hell they mean. Like bacon half. Oh shit, I can't even remember any of it right now. But if you ever come to the U.S., I've got to take you to a Waffle House. You'll be like, what the fuck? This is 100% American. Uh-oh, did I lose you? I did. I lost you. There you are.
Yeah. So that was weird because I was still here, but you lost me. But I before that, like a minute ago, I lost you, but I think I was still on your screen.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so
I just gave you that whole spiel about Waffle House and you didn't hear a word of it?
I missed the middle part.
Well, anyway.
But I got the gist. I've been to restaurants around here as well that they'll have like a short form for their orders.
It's really weird.
Videos, like it's some interesting stuff what they come up with. Right, so Our captain, under the control of Zeus, is um, flirting heavily with Queen Bee and succeeding to the point that Gargwax gets a little jealous, but the captain just kind of shoos him away. And as Zeus begins to lean in for the kiss, Billy starts to realize, oh, she's really hot. That's going to be my first kiss ever, but but no, and then screams out Shazam, gets a little bit of control, becomes Billy again, and runs away as fast as he can. But as that happens, the gorillas attack. The gorilla militia come to take over the planet, or the moon, rather. Uh, Meanwhile, Solomon of the Six Gods and the Rock of Eternity speaks to Freddy and says, "You must take control of your own mind again and help Billy because he is in grave danger." He runs down to get the rest of the children, interrupting the Sir Dinosaur, the lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There to prevent a full scale attack on Earth because prior to returning other space dinosaurs to their home, the proper paperwork was not filed.
yeah. Fucking brilliant. So he rallies the family and they vow to save Billy by any means necessary, but they got to figure out how to get to the moon and do so. Billy is in deep trouble right now as the guerrilla militia and Gargwax's drones are having an all-out war. Billy does try to get away, but is found by Queen Bee uh, in a gorilla spacesuit, which he didn't really fit in because he's 15 and not a gorilla.
Right.
So, wasn't gonna work, Billy. I hate to tell you.
Nope. Just was not going to work.
Nope. Queen Bee is obviously pissed off, and before Billy gets a chance to say Shazam, as is the only thing that can save him, she blasts him through a wall off the moon and into deep space, where he begins to lose his breath and then lose consciousness. Um, Forgot to mention he did. I did say he had a spacesuit on, but he took the helmet, or the helmet got blasted off.
Yeah.
Like me, so he can no longer breathe. So he's
Floating
in deep,
into space.
yeah, he's straight fucked, man. Seriously, fun issue still. I like where it's going right now. We're getting a bit more not really info, but a bit more. I don't know how to really say it. What word to use? Not really pacing, but we're moving the story along when it comes
Progression.
to the gods taking turns. Progression is probably the right word. Getting this progression of the gods taking turns with Billy. That sounds so wrong. Sounded
Jesus
better.
Christ.
Sounded better in my head. And then, like, hopefully soon. I want to say Zeus is the second last. I'm losing track of how many gods have taken over Billy's mind. So we're almost there. Seems like Solomon is on Billy's side as well, and he wants to put an end to this farce, I'll say.
Yeah, let's hope so.
We'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see what the hell Freddy, Darla, Eugene, and what was his name?
Oh my God. Is it Paco?
I want to say Paco.
Yeah, I think it's Paco.
I was thinking Paco as well, so it must be, but I really hope it is. I really hope we're not wrong. Because
I don't know if it's because I've had Blue Beetle on the brain or not, but
I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm hoping it's not because of like Blue Beetle been on my mind.
yeah, I think it's Paco though.
I
Brandon is listening to us right now, freaking his ass out.
Yeah. But basically, the family. I'm curious to see how they're going to do what they need to do to save Billy, because they can barely make it to the end of the street without
they've got no powers.
They're kids.
Yep, and Mary's off doing Mary stuff.
Yeah, well, she's right now with the Amazons.
Yeah, doing Mary stuff.
Yeah. So
because they gave her powers.
Yeah. So who the hell knows? Unless they can get a hold of Mary somehow, but we'll see. It's going to be very interesting.
She's going by Mary Marvel now, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's so cool.
yeah. I'm happy that they were able to work that in. If
Me too.
only they could do the same for Billy and just call him Captain Marvel. But I guess the Captain is good enough for now.
There's already a Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but this one was first.
Yeah, it was, but I
And
mean,
from what I was reading, there, I think we discussed it as well. Legally, they're still allowed to use it. They just don't.
well, I mean, that's tough. I
Wait,
mean, it's the whole Miracle Man thing. It started out as Marvel Man. Can't do it though. So, I mean, Marvel's got lawyers. Hell, they've got hella lawyers now.
yeah,
I can't even imagine what fucking Disney lawyers would have done to Ellen Moore.
yeah, fucking Disney. Anyway,
Anyway,
the issue I think was really good. It was funny. It was interesting. It was action packed. It actually had a little bit of everything: romance, intrigue, suspense, thrills, chills. Literally chills because Billy is floating in space.
right.
Yeah. And it's Dan freaking Mora. Like, you can't go wrong with Dan Mora art. You really can't.
Nope.
So quite honestly, I, I'm thinking 9 out of 10.
Yeah, dude.
I don't have much to really dislike about this issue. I really don't.
Well,
I'm trying to find things. I'm just like, wow, like I don't mind that. Like it's actually really good.
see, my problem is, like I said, I couldn't tell you, like, when I opened it up, I couldn't have told you off of that front page if this was a whole brand new situation or if it was a continuation of a previous story. I couldn't remember the last previous story.
That would be a problem with the last issue, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, we started out with Shazam playing a game of who's on first with somebody that I could only describe as Moon Mongol.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He only appeared in the very last page of the last issue.
Okay,
So this was really our introduction to him.
gotcha. But I mean, all the same, man. I still don't know, man. This feels like a modern Captain story trying to be a classic Captain Marvel story, or maybe it's the other way around. I'm not sure, but shit, man, I love Shazam or the Captain. There's just no excitement for me here. Nothing that's pulling me in. I honestly, I say give it back to whoever wrote the Mary Marvel miniseries. I can't remember right now, but I remember it was a damn good story. I just don't remember who wrote it. The only thing that keeps me flipping these pages is doing the review. Mora's art is always spectacular. The Sanchez's colors, they can't do any wrong. But I mean, if all I wanted was art, I'd be buying prints and not comic books. It's nice to see the Captain in a regular series. I wish it was interesting because right now it's not. It feels like a silly reason to have Billy be bad sometimes. I give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Damn. I mean, fair enough. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. I can't argue with that when the topic is Mark Waid. Like,
But the thing is just, dude, prior to him coming back, I fucking loved his work. I mean, I was a big Mark Waid fan, but reading his,
dislike it, I'm not even gonna try to argue. Like,
I just don't get it. I don't know what happened, what's changed, but I just
but there's gotta be a question on your mind. Like, is it Mark Waid has changed, or is it your tastes have changed?
I mean, that could be it too. That definitely could be it, because I can't put my finger on what the hell is making me just not like his stuff when, like, the whole universe likes all of this stuff. And
It could honestly very well be both, because I'm checking out some old Mark Waid stuff right now, and it doesn't read the same as his current stuff. His current stuff is a lot more lighthearted. Like I read one of the books I picked up from my LCS the day it closed was Impulse #1, written by Mark Waid, and it
Yeah.
did have some fun, lighthearted stuff in it, but it also got down to the nitty gritty very easily, which honestly is kind of reminiscent of the Shazam book we have right now for me currently. But
Mm-hmm.
this is a lot zanier at times, which is what you'd expect from a Fawcett character's comic.
Well, I mean, especially from a Captain comic. I mean,
Yeah,
you want zany and weird.
exactly. But
Like
this
if
might just be too much.
John's Shazam and the Seven Magic Kingdoms, I think that's what it was called.
Yeah,
That was really wild, really zany. It got derailed, and it didn't go where it was supposed to go. But every issue, like on its own, was great, with the exception of when Mr. Mind showed up. I didn't like that one, but for the most, I didn't like it because Mr. Mind was in it. But
I gotta be one of the few Mr. Mind fans in the entire planet.
oh, no, no, no! I see. I don't have a problem with it. I didn't feel like there was any reason for him to be showing up in that issue. He just kind of
Oh,
like popped up out of fucking nowhere,
yeah.
and it was really weird. He was inside Billy's ear, or
No,
anyway, it
this
was
is dad's ear, I think. Billy's dad's
maybe
ear.
maybe that's what it was. Yes, and then Billy had to go inside and fight him. Yes,
Yeah.
so fucking weird. But I mean, that's what you expect out of a Shazam book, and as disappointed as I was overall with the Jeff Johns series, each individual issue was pretty damn good because it was like 100% Shazam, and this feels like we're honestly, it feels like he is putting his world's finest voices into this book. So it's like a modern Captain book with his world's finest approach, and maybe that's what it is. That's just not working for me.
Yeah. And that's fair. You're not a big fan of World's Finest. I
No,
know.
no, but damn, I was excited when it was coming out.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, so like I said, I can't really argue with that, you know. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's Mark freaking Wade. If you don't like a Mark Wade book, you're not gonna like a Mark Wade book.
It's yeah. That's that's like Hickman too. Hickman's the exact same way. But all right. Well, I guess that's it for the captain. Shall we
Yeah,
proceed?
let's move on to Poison Ivy #15, brought to us by Josh.
Yizard. Written by G. Willow Wilson with Marcia Takara art and colors from Arif Brianto, lettering Hassan Atsmani Al How, and with my nomination for cover artist of the year, Jessica Fong.
Yeah.
This creative team
Yeah.
is just so fucking awesome. They need to stick together on whatever they do. So we start out immediately finding out who Blue Flower Face is. It's Peter Undine, CEO of Undine Industries, our current villain in the book. Pam figures that out immediately. She asks him what happened to him, and he simply replies, greed, insisting that no one can escape nature's wrath, and that's what happened to him. He won't touch Ivy because that would hurt her, but he wants her to see what is happening. She says no and goes full don't fuck with me, Ivy. But he isn't afraid. He feels some kind of kinship with her and their relationship to the earth all around him. So what did happen? He invented green steel, which is steel that can heal itself. However, that green steel was used to build his factory and it has a life all of its own, and it's at least somewhat sentient and a whole lot murderous. He tells Ivy that she is now stuck in the building because the building won't let her leave. He knows how to come and go, but he's not telling. Meanwhile, Croc is out at the swamp shack wondering where Ivy is at. Then he goes out to find her. He finds the building immediately. He can hear Ivy but can't see her. Then he goes with the funhouse strategy that everybody knows, and he says his mom taught him. You get lost inside of one, pick a direction, just keep turning that way. You'll find your way out. She pulls out the trick that she used at the chemical plant to fight the building, which means she's going to eat it. So that's what she does. It starts to work, and then Undyne shows up. Not much you can do, though. Croc distracts him while Ivy eats the building. It messes her up, but it works. She tries to get Undyne to come with them, but he refuses to leave the building as it collapses into a pile of rock, saying that he can't abandon the only perfect thing that he's ever made. I wouldn't call that perfect. And but the epilogue, basically Croc and Ivy are walking away, and Croc says that she kept her end of the bargain, so she gets the swamp shack, to which she says he can stop by and stay at any time. He loves it, and then warns her that there are other people in the swamp that aren't as nice as old Waylon, but they'll talk about it some other day. I think it was an awesome wrap up to an arc. I can't wait to see what's up next. Power through it means. I can't wait to find out what that means. I'm in love with Takara's art, like I mentioned. Coupled with Prianto's colors, it's the perfect fit for this issue, just like in every single other one. And Wilson has just been all A game since this book began. This is the one book that I couldn't stand to miss, and wrapped up wonderfully. Though I imagine there are others who say this issue could have been stretched out to 2 because it happened so fast, but I think that was on purpose, because this isn't the last time that we've seen Undyne. This book was awesome. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it went too fast. There's a 2-part story. It was simple. It told the story it needed to tell. I don't really feel like any of it was rushed or anything. If that's what you're seeing from people online, like, I didn't get that feeling at all. I felt it was like perfectly paced.
Me too. It was done really well. Now Pam gets to go home and find out about Harley and Janet kissing.
Yeah, that's the only thing I was surprised we didn't get anything of in this issue. What's a follow-up on Harley and Janet?
She's going home, so I imagine next issue we are gonna see it. Maybe that's what power through it means.
But she's going back to the shack, though. She's not going back to Harley's apartment.
Well, I mean, they're both still in Gotham.
Yeah, eventually she's got to go back to the apartment at some point.
Pretty sure her toothbrush is in.
No matter what, no matter what, she's gonna have to find out eventually, and I'm sure at some point Harley's gonna find out that Pam and Janet from HR had some stuff going on too.
She already knows.
Could we see the rise of DC's first throuple?
I think so. I do. I said that last issue. I think that there's not going to be much. I think ultimately that the relationship is going to be just fine. I don't think that there's going to be any issues. Harley's completely okay. Even calls her side piece, and then they kiss later on. I mean, that's sometimes poly happens, man. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
No, there really isn't. We'll definitely see. I think the part that I'm most interested about for next issue, though, is other people living in Slaughter Swamp.
Yeah, we'll have to see if that picks up like immediately, or if that's like a setup for the arc after this one. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it, because there's one other rather particular resident of Slaughter Swamp, and that is Solomon Grundy. So we'll have to see how that works out.
Solomon Grundy, if I'm not mistaken, right now is a pal of Harley's, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so, shit, we'll see how that goes.
We will see how that goes.
It is Harley, I'm thinking. Yeah, that was during the previous creative team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Sorry, I'm talking and playing with my Jon Stewart at the same time. I'm trying to get a good pose.
Damn it, John.
I'm thinking Across the Lanternverse. We'll see.
There you go.
um, yeah, so art fantastic, cover fantastic, story really engaging and interesting.
Yeah.
I agree, 9 out of 10. I can't really deny that. I feel like there was something that was bugging me, but I could never really put my finger on what that could have been.
I don't know.
I could never really figure out what about the issue was just kind of off, but it's just an enjoyable read. You can't go wrong with
Can't
Poison.
go wrong with it. There's obviously Poison Ivy. Still has a little bit of Queen Ivy in her. She's got this eco terrorist thing where she's just fucking done with people. She ate Woodrow. She's got the Lamia that's messing her up, allowing her to have extra powers. But I get the, well, it's not even I get the feeling. It messes her up. She gets sick, and if I'm not mistaken, she is eventually going to die from the Lamia. So there's just a lot of facets to how Ivy is behaving, the shit that's going through her head, and well, I mean, hell, as far as the relationship goes, that's either gonna make it okay or make it worse. But I think it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about it now. I think what might have been the one thing nagging at my mind was the fact that there was no Harley and Jennifer Major follow up in this issue. But quite honestly, that would have interrupted the pacing of the issue we got. So I'm not even against that.
Right.
So 9 out of 10, good solid score for this issue.
Good solid score. So, a solo female lead to a whole darn group of females. What a group of females too.
Oh, I know.
What a group.
Before we get into that, I just want to bring up again, my second time I'll bring it up until it happens. This will be my monthly, if not weekly, depending on when the issues come out, between Catwoman, Harley, and Poison Ivy. Every time one of those issues comes out, I will say this is my weekly reminder until we get a Gotham City Sirens crossover.
I mean, I don't imagine it'll be too far out.
Hell no. Especially since Teeny Howard is writing 2 of them.
Right?
Shouldn't be too hard. Let's get through Gotham War first, but I'm very surprised they did not edge their way into a Gotham City Sirens, even just mention at some point recently. This is the only time in history all 3 Gotham City Sirens have had their own solo ongoing titles at the same time.
It's the only time that's ever happened?
Well, Poison Ivy hasn't had a solo title before.
Yeah, but I didn't realize. I don't know. I guess you would just assume that with characters as big as Selena and Harley, but
well, Catwoman and Harley have had solo titles going on at the same time, but not all 3 because Poison Ivy never had her own book before.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So now that we have all 3 having a book together, it's time for Gotham City Sirens Redux. Just like a 2-month crossover. I'll even take 1 month. It's three issues. That's all. just do this for me, please. I want to see it happen. Just give me some kind of story. But before we get into that, we'll get into the hero side of what would essentially be the Gotham City Sirens, the Birds of Prey, number 2, written by Kelly Thompson with art from Leonardo Romero, colors from Jordi Belair, letters from Clayton Cowles, and the main cover from Romero and Belair. And it's very, very funky cover too. I like it.
It is pretty funky.
Yeah, very mod inspired, I'll say. MOD.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. So this one, Megadeth Part 2, not the metal band. But really, really makes me want to like get some good riffs going.
Tout le monde, tout less of me. I know the whole song. Go ahead.
So we pick up where we left off last issue. Maps Mizuguchi from the future heads there to you just, I got you some Megadeth stuck in your head,
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah. Whenever I hear Megadeth, the entire song of Atulamon plays through my head
I?
every single time.
Every single time, I like it.
Yep.
Um, all right, so Meridian, the alter ego of Maps Mizuguchi from the future, which I will estimate probably at least 15 to 20 years, looking at the potential age of Meridian,
Yeah.
uh, has arrived with a warning, as we found out last issue, that Sin, Black Canary's somewhat sister,
Yeah. Like adopted
step-sibling,
little sister.
adopted little sister, yep, um, is in grave danger, and with her death will come some dire times for the Earth going forward. So she's come back in time to prevent this possible hellish future, and Black Canary has whisked together the birds of prey, as you saw in issue one, a ragtag extra awesome. I won't even say ragtag team of
No, just
badass females.
unexpected.
Exactly. Yeah, very unexpected team, but they all excel in what they do, and what they do is best.
Agreed.
Yeah. So the plan now is they need to sneak onto Themyscira, a plan right away that Zealot has an issue with. Sorry, I won't call her Zealot because I'll get attacked. Xana.
Zena.
Xana has an issue with, because she does not kill Amazons, but Dinah insists that you don't have to, you will not have to, you should not have to. We are not going to try to kill Amazons. We want to sneak on, not kill anyone, potentially get into some combat, but best case scenario, sneak onto Themyscira, rescue Sin, get off the island as fast as possible and undetected as possible. Hosanna reluctantly stays aboard, and to figure out what the plan is. Dinah tells the rest of the team exactly that. That they need stealth is their mission. The only problem is she does not have a way to get onto the island. Boom tubes from Barda will be too loud and too conspicuous. So, not a great idea. But Harley, after a series of questions, including fashion choices, because it's Harley, uh, has a plan in place. She actually has a method to get onto the island and says she needs to make a couple of calls, but she will be at the Gotham docks at the meeting points at midnight with the plan ready to go. Um, Dinah then has some missions for the rest of the team to pick up a couple of things, and they will all meet at Gotham docks at midnight. Dinah heads off to go find John Constantine and says, "We need to call in. I need to call in a favor. Let's go over to the Oblivion Bar and get this magic bag that you owe me." So they do just that. They head over to the Oblivion Bar and through a wall into an underground area. Meanwhile, Xana is doing pretty much the same thing, found an invisible wall somewhere in Gotham, and is about to make her way through it when she finds Harley is trailing her. So Xana takes Harley and goes through the wall as well. So where Dinah and Constantine have gone is to a man named Barter, a very disgusting man apparently, in that he's just not the nicest bloke in the world. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
almost like a banker of sorts in terms of magic supplies. But Dinah very much is able to tell that uh, this guy is going to betray them.
Because he
Yeah,
smells like a douche nozzle.
exactly, and looks like one too.
Jesus.
So Constantine gets his bag of magic that he needs, bag of tricks, um, and then a bunch of golems surround them. And just as Dinah predicted, she tells Constantine to teleport away as she decides to let off some steam with these golems and single-handedly takes them on. And as that's happening, Xana and Harley show up, also in this underground magic realm, and Barda and Cass, who were there to pick up some weapons from Barda, also appear. So the five of them, Birds of Prey, I was going to say the Black Canaries, the Birds of Prey as a team, take on all these magical golems and work really well as a team together.
Yes.
which puts a lot of faith in Dinah's choices that she made the right choice. And now with a boom tube from Barda, you head off to the Gotham docks and take really an inflatable raft across the ocean to just outside the protective waters of Themyscira, um, where they're waiting for Harley's contact. It's a few minutes past midnight, but the person arrives. A few minutes late, he is Nanoe, king of the sharks. King Shark,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
definitely.
I don't know why nobody said King Shark, but they had to say he's Nanoe, king of the sharks. And since Themyscira is protected by megalodons, King Shark, being the king of the sharks, should be able to um, distract them or at least have them listen to him, so he can get the birds of prey in safely. Um, Definitely. As Nanoe seems very unsure of that, Dinah finishes off with a simple remark, "Oh, no fucking way." So we'll see how that goes. Um, Hell of an issue, honestly. The art is very interesting. Um, the team is well put together. I know some people, when it was announced, were very on the fence about a lot of the choices, but I am all for all the members of this team right now,
Hundred
and
percent.
the story I think is progressing fairly well. I hoped they would get a little bit further in plot than they did in this issue, but you can see why they didn't go too much further. They needed to have that moment of self reflection, I will say, for Dinah on the team getting together and having that team dynamic page with the battle with the golems was, I think, well needed and really put at some minds at ease. I hope, as it definitely did mine. Um, and just a side note, I appreciate that while all of the birds of prey are in full on uh, like diver suits.
Mm-hmm.
They have Barda in like her really old new god style bikini armor.
Yeah. I.
Yeah, I mean it's not necessarily hers. It's definitely like a two-piece bikini, but like that does scream like this is classic Jack Kirby old new god battle suits.
100%.
It's really well done, complete with metallic studded armbands for some reason. It has nothing to do with buoyancy or swimwear. It's just there because it's badass, I guess.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I like it. Um, I'll give this an 8.75 for now, just because I was hoping for a little bit more pace. Maybe 8.5. I mean, it's an 8.5. So I was hoping for a little bit more in terms of plots and pacing. But all in all, it's still a really good series, really good issue. I dig it. The only other thing I do hope for is I wish people could just draw Cass's Batgirl costume the same way. We had
Yeah, like across
girls.
the.
Just there's like certain things. Every time I see Cass in a book she's starring in, there's something about it I don't like.
Right.
her
It's like, do
her
you.
Batgirl costume.
Right. The stitches on her face. I mean, have you not read a book in like a long time?
It's very pronounced.
Very.
You could make it subtle and have it be nice, but this is very pronounced and very round. Which, if I remember right, it's always been like a horseshoe shape. It's not been like a circle.
Yeah, it's always been, yeah, similar, like a really long goatee kind of thing.
Yeah. But apart from that, like with Batgirls, that book, there was the cape. Certain artists, the way they drew the cape always rubbed me the wrong way. It looked like bat wings. I just never looked right because it was always way too long. And then in this, it's basically the cowl ears are just Golden Age Batman, and I don't care for it. They're pointing out in different directions, and I don't like it. They're not just going straight up. Um, so I hope that the artists are able to just fix the cowl a little bit, and I think I'll like at least Cass's design a lot better. But apart from that, it's all pretty solid. So 8.5 out of 10.
Um, well, I mean, okay, so if this is interesting, I don't know what is, or I and I also don't know what it is that is interesting. But I'm sucked in. There's a whole lot of mystery as to the different parts of what's going on here. They all bring a little bit of something to the table. All these different characters. They all ended up in the same spot, but for different reasons. Um, so I'm digging all of that. The modern old school art that we see in here is freaking cool, and I don't know another way to describe it, but it's very nice. Modern
Yeah.
old school art. Um, I really enjoy it. The colors and the inks just mash perfect. And what I love the most is how these characters with each other and their how they interact with each other and how they remain true to the characters that we know them as. It's great, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Consider me a fan of the new Birds of Prey series. 8 out of 10.
Right on. All right. Well, that is our books for the week.
That is our books for the week.
That wasn't so bad at all. Just took 3 books, talked about them, and we did our job.
And we did our job.
I like it. All right. You want to give us your top 3?
Well, yeah, I guess I'll rank the ones we did. Number 3, I gave to Shazam. Number 2 is Birds of Prey, and all the way. Number 1 is Poison Ivy. My favorite moment is honestly when King Shark shows up and acts the way he does. A little silly, potentially inspired by the Harley cartoon. When he showed up, I didn't even do it on purpose, but I read it in Ron Funch's voice. So, I guess that's just stuck there. But I really dug it. He's sitting there, he's scratching the back of his head like, I don't know. But yeah, I loved it. That was great. Made me giggle.
Oh man, I gotta go reread it now and read it as Ron Funch's voice. That's fantastic. I'm sorry, Harley.
Right?
It's a long swim.
Right?
All right, so for me, very similar. At number 3, I had Birds of Prey. Number 2, I had Shazam, and number 1, I had Poison Ivy. Just like yourself, I just had Shazam and Birds of Prey swapped. Favorite moments. I'll also pull from Birds of Prey though. Just that team fight against the golems was like, okay, this is fucking cool. This is team dynamic where it works well together, and I appreciate that they're not doing this whole scenario where the team's together and like, oh, they're the first fight together, they're stepping over each other, they're fumbling, we got to work on our training. And
nope.
This is a seamless team, and it works well together, and is well picked, and they're all professionals, and they know what needs to be done. That's it. These are all trained fighters, with the exception of Harley, but the other 4 are.
Harley's a badass.
She's a badass, but it's not like she went through martial arts training. Like,
I mean, she was able to stand toe to toe with Cass. That's why she's on the team.
But it wasn't necessarily because of her combat training. It's the fact
Oh
that
no,
she was unpredictable, and that's why she's such a good fighter. Nobody can really. It's that whole meme of
you can't
keep them guessing. Never
Yep.
let them know your next move, and that's what Harley excels at. But the rest are all highly skilled combat experts, and show it really well. They know to not step on each other's toes. They can trust their teammates when it's necessary, and they know that the others will know how to handle the situation at hand. And just putting putting Dinah's mind at ease was just such a perfect moment for me. Because hell, she needed a break. Let's face it. She's gone through a lot recently.
Yeah, you can say that again.
But my God, she's the only person that maybe fought harder than her in the past few years is Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman's been through some shit.
Yep. All right. So, so that's our show, folks. Thanks for coming.
That is it. So I guess we're gonna peel out of here, and you have to as well. Get the hell out. It's closing time. So be careful out there, and remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.